Yo, yo, yo. What up, my peoples? What's up, Scat Pack? What's going on? And Soup. What's going on, friendo? How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. I might as well start off with this. PSA. This is the final day of live streams this week because we have Thanksgiving holiday here in the US, and I'm going to be spending time with extended family. So, it's not ever a fun thing for me to have to take time away from what I love to do, which is play games and spend time with you guys, man. But that's why I don't do it very often. But just know that that's kind of what's going down. Okay, good to hear it. Love to hear it, my friend. Love to hear it. So just know that, though, it's in the title right now. I'll be putting it out on my socials. I'll put it out on the Discord. I'll put it out on Twitter, all that stuff today, later on after the stream. Make sure everybody's aware that that is the case. I love Thanksgiving too, man. God, I love it. I'm so ready to just I'm going to miss you guys. But, I'm ready for some relaxation, some quality time with the familia. And just getting real thick on all that good food. You know what I'm saying? I love this time of the year. This is my favorite time of the year, man. Like the fall winter time period, man. I love it so much. And I dig, Halloween's my favorite holiday, and then I love Thanksgiving. I love the holiday time period, all of it, man. Christmas, all of it. Put all of it together, dude. I love it. And I love the climate around this time of the year, like where we live and everything. Getting that nice, cooler weather setting in. The trees are really pretty because the leaves are turning, You get it's that bonfire weather, You just want to sit outside with a nice drink and just chill by the bonfire and enjoy the nice chilly weather, all bundled up, dude. And I don't know, there's something about it, dude. I love it so much. So I'm excited for the holiday. It's exciting for me to be able to go spend some time with family and my immediate family and everything, too, wife and kids, dude, and chill out and just enjoy our time together and just eat a bunch of good food and stuff. And like I said, man, I've been saying this, and I truly believe this. I think that even if you live in, because we've got community members that live all over the place, and even if Thanksgiving's not something you normally partake in, it doesn't mean that you can't. It doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and make yourself some of your favorite food. Go get yourself some of your favorite food. This Thursday is Thanksgiving for us. And, just celebrate a little bit. You can just be thankful for all the things that you have to be thankful for in your life. You know what I mean? And celebrate with us. So there's no reason why you can't do that, along with everybody else in the U.S. here that's partaking in their Thanksgiving. So I don't know. On that note, dude, we got video gaming news for today. This will be our last edition of video gaming news until the beginning of next week, whenever I get back. Actually, it'll be a week from today. There will be no more video gaming news segments until a week from today. Because while there will be a stream on next Monday, I won't be able to start up the stream until after we would normally do the news segment. So it'll just be gameplay next Monday. Tuesday will be back to video gaming news plus our gameplay, okay? So just know that. We will not have any more video gaming news for a week because of the holiday, plus Monday being a day that I can't get started until after normal news time. So that's the case. But hopefully it'll be a good day. And once I get back and we do our next edition of video gaming news next Tuesday, I will set our timeline to catch up on everything that we potentially have. Also know this, we've got a Dragon's Dogma showcase popping off the day on that Tuesday, I think is when it's happening. Yeah, is that correct? Yeah, the 28th. Wait. Yes. That's right. Yeah, the 28th. So the 28th will be the day after we get back and start streaming again. Next Tuesday, we'll have a Dragon's Dogma showcase. I'll show you guys. And then on Thursday of next week, we have the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted Showcase that we'll be watching too. So I'll show you guys that once we start the new stuff. Let's just go ahead and do it. We'll be playing Alan Wake Day 4 today, you know, as well. We had a bit of a falling through the environment situation that kind of prompted us to go ahead and close up shop yesterday at the end of the stream. Hopefully no more of that stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's get in here and let's get into video gaming news. Let's do it. So let me touch on something that Soup brought up this morning already, which was thoughts on Steam Deck versus like the ROG Ally and stuff. Okay, I can be pretty concise here. On this. I'm actually really excited that there have been some nice, true handheld devices that have come about for the PC side of gaming. I think that and I'll get into specifics about not just the Steam Deck and not just the Asus ROG Ally, but also the Lenovo Legion Go that is kind of hitting a midpoint between those two. I think that the best thing about these devices is that it is giving people an easier way to segue into PC gaming nowadays. I think some of the biggest hindrances to getting people into PC gaming in the past has been cost, as well as the hesitance behind wanting to educate yourself on needing to have a bit of technical know-how to maintain the technology behind PC gaming, right? So a lot of times I think people have been turned off by the idea of having to have a rig, whether it be a laptop, a gaming laptop, or an actual gaming desktop or whatever, because it's a much more, it's a more wide open kind of platform that you have to deal with as far as PC game, as gaming goes. Whereas consoles are more locked in. It's, there's not as much to it. It's just plug and play. PC has always been a little bit different. It's a bit more technically involved, quite often. And obviously the thing that's nice about it is that you're not just getting a gaming device, you're getting a nice utility and tool out of a computer aside from just a gaming device. There are pros and cons to all of it. But I think the thing that has been really nice about the handhelds that have come about, and obviously what has brought them into prominence, right? Let's be very clear, is the Switch. The Switch showed developers in the PC gaming realm that they could make very good handhelds. Yeah. Without the Switch, we wouldn't have the same kind of devices right now that we have. I truly believe that. But thank goodness we got the Switch, and it prompted a lot of developers to take notice of how good mobile devices could be nowadays in the gaming industry. And explicitly, obviously the choice there, Soup, is different, right? Because some of those devices are PC devices, so you get PC gaming on them, and then the Switch is, or the new Nintendo hardware, whatever they're going to call it, probably Switch 2, is solely going to be playing Nintendo software, right? So, I think that, here's what I'll say. Right now, I would heavily recommend people take a look at what the Steam Deck has just done in releasing the OLED versions, okay? So Steam Deck just released their OLED versions of their handheld consoles, right? And what that's done and has actually prompted them to, I don't think they're going to be making the LCD versions anymore. Not available. Okay. Well, for anybody else that is around and is watching and has the availability and are they not releasing it at all in your region or what? Or is it just currently not available? Well, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody's situation is going to be different, right? Everybody's situation is going to be different. And that's why I'm trying to like get to the point of giving you what I can tell you to try and help you make a better decision, right? So obviously the Steam Deck is a lower price point kind of handheld for PC gaming. Whereas the Lenovo Legion Go is going to be hitting the price point between the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally. And then the Asus ROG Ally is going to be your higher price point device. Have you looked at the Lenovo Legion Go at all? Is it available in your area? I don't know. That's another device you should be looking at, I think. It's very Switch-like as well. It's got a bigger battery. It's got detachable controllers. Look. But I'll just give everybody an idea here. So the Steam Deck, right, has now come out with an OLED version. It's got a bigger battery. It requires less power because of the better screen in it. The screen is bigger also. It also has better Wi-Fi. So the LCD versions, for anybody that is potentially going to be in the market for this type of device, and it is available in your region, know that the LCD versions of their Steam Decks are now cheaper than they were before because they're trying to get rid of that stock, right? Because they're trying to push the OLED versions. They are an upgrade. This is not an evolutionary upgrade. This is not their next iteration of the Steam Deck. This is like take the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. It's kind of like that a little bit, but not really, because it's not a better chip in it really, that or anything like that. It's just a little bit of an upgrade as far as battery, screen, power consumption, things like that. You know what I mean? So it is better. It is better. But the LCD versions are still very good. They're cheaper now. And I think that it makes sense to just take a look at this if you're in the market. These devices are also very consumer friendly, meaning that replacement parts are very, very easy to get a hold of. They're very cheap. There's you don't void the warranty by opening up these devices if you need to make repairs. They're very nice for being able to mess with the software and stuff to get different kinds of platforms to work. There's all kinds of guides out there for getting subscription services to work fluidly. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it's one of those deals where it is an upgrade, but it's not an evolution, I guess is what I'm getting at, right? So it's an upgrade, but it's not a significant evolution necessarily. You'll see the evolution for the Steam Deck come around in about 2 to 3 years. They've been very vocal about that, and you'll see that. The Asus ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go are more devices that have come out recently and are sporting more powerful hardware. So you're going to get higher frame rates. They're going to be able to play games in a mobile capacity at a probably better graphical fidelity and higher frame rate than like something like the Steam Deck probably would. Okay, just a second. One hour battery though, so little compared to the deck. Well, you say 1 hour battery. You can't say 1 hour battery. 1 hour battery is like you have to go off of this is actually what you would go off of, like the original Steam Deck is 40 watt, right? 50 watt. 1 hour is going to be different depending on what kind of game you're playing, what kind of brightness you know what I mean? Like how much power consumption is it? What game are you playing? How much power is it pulling? How much? That's why mobile devices are such a different thing than standard consoles are, because you're trying to walk that balance between energy consumption and still performance. Whereas traditional consoles don't have to worry about energy consumption. They can suck up as much energy as they need to give you as much performance as you need, right? But you can't just go, oh, well, it only has a 1 hour battery. That's not true. It depends on what you're playing, right? So the deck's gonna be more optimized than anything like the Lenovo Legion Go or the Asus ROG Ally, because it's had more bake-in time also though, Soup. You know what I mean? It's had more bake-in time. The Steam Deck's been out for longer. So it's, and let's be fair here, okay? I'm gonna say something. Valve is very, very good at making software and hardware. They always have been. So they are very, very good at making hardware and software. Not that Asus isn't, and not that Lenovo isn't either. But if you want to go look at a track record of a company that is always been pretty solid at making sure they're giving consumers a quality product and keeping consumers in mind with their products, software and hardware wise, Valve has always done a good job at that. And I think that this is a more manageable price point for a lot of people too, right? But it depends on what you're looking for. It just depends on what your budget is. It depends on what you're looking for, what you're planning on playing on those devices. But, you know, I think that all of them have done a pretty good job with their build quality. I haven't had hands-on time with all of them or anything like that, but the build quality is good. The quality of life for the consumer, I think, is good. They're all reputable companies. It just depends on what price point you want, the different kinds of features. You're going to need to do a little bit of self-research on it. I think they're all good devices. And I think the best thing about them, in my opinion, is the ease with which it's getting people the ability to segue into PC gaming without the necessarily overhead of technical complications. It's a more plug and play device for PC gaming than we've seen before, you know? Well, and that's the thing. I mean, obviously you have to take a look at this, right? When you're thinking about like PC gaming, obviously PC gaming, what's the biggest PC gaming platform out there? Steam, who is made and maintained by Valve, which is the same company that produces, manufactures, and creates the Steam Deck, right? And they have gotten so many games to be verified. Now, if you're not familiar with what, and I'm not just talking to Soup here, I'm talking to anybody, but if you don't know what verified means, right? Verified games mean that any game on the Steam platform that has been specifically optimized to run on the Steam Deck. It doesn't mean that other games that aren't verified won't run on the Steam Deck. It just means they might be a bit wonky. But there are a ton of games that are now verified for the Steam Deck, meaning that they are optimized, they play seamlessly, and they play perfectly on this device, right? So, I don't know. I think people need to take a bit of a look. I do think that one of the things that's very neat about something like the Lenovo Legion Go, which you can't leave out of this, you know what I mean, is the, and it's just releasing. I think it just released in China. You know, you look, this is like the top kind of price point of where the Steam Deck is and their models and stuff. But if you look at the Lenovo Legion Go, you're getting something a bit different in the detachable controllers and stuff, right? And again, you're going to have to look at, you know, it's got the same battery size roughly, basically, you know, same battery size that the upgraded Steam Deck model has in it. It's got the detachable controllers. It's very ergonomic. It's got a lot of different buttons on it and stuff, which I think is going to play very well for, you know, button mapping, different ways to play games, things like that, you know. Well, this is just one site though, dude. You're talking about the ratings though. I mean, have you seen a site that's rated it very poorly? Because I haven't seen that yet. You know, it's very new also though. I have seen sites that have done a couple of reviews so far and they're pretty impressed with it. But as far as user reviews and stuff, I haven't seen a whole lot because it's very, very, very new, right? Yeah, Reddit. People aren't liking it on Reddit. Is that what it is? Yeah, I'll have to wait and see. A little bit more. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more bake-in time. They're mixed right now. Yeah, I think that that's appropriate, obviously. You know, if you've seen some reviews where people are kind of back and forth on it, then maybe give it a little bit more bake-in time about the drivers. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. It needs more bake-in time. That's where I was talking about a little bit prior to this too with the Asus ROG Ally. It hasn't had a whole lot of time compared to the Steam Deck yet either, right? So I think the Asus ROG Ally is a good device, but I think it probably needs a little bit more bake-in time too compared to the Steam Deck, right? So I don't know. I think that when it comes down to this, they're all going to be good devices. I think the best you could probably do right now as far as a seamless gaming device that's not going to have very many issues is going to work with a lot of different games. It's a very nice consumer-friendly device. I think at a really nice price point too, I think it's going to be the Steam Deck personally. That's my personal opinion though. You know, I think the Steam Deck is where if you're looking for a mobile gaming device, an easy way to segue yourself into PC gaming right now, I think that the Steam Deck is a really, really nice device. I do. That's where I would point people towards. I don't think that anybody should be sleeping on the Lenovo Legion Go or the Asus ROG Ally. They're more powerful devices. They've got more modern hardware in them. I don't think they're going to be bad. I just think they need more bake-in time, you know? But I think if anybody's looking for right now, I would point people towards the Steam Deck. Personally. That's where I would be going if I needed a device like that. Or wanted a device like this. Personally, right now, Steam Deck is where I would be. I have a lot more faith in Valve as a developer taking care of that device. The quality of life behind it, I think, is phenomenal. The only thing that I will say is a negative behind the Steam Deck, and people need to know this, it does not come with a dock like you get with the Switch. And I don't like that. For these devices that play such a great role in playing a dual role device where you can handheld or you can dock it just like the Switch, so you can play it on a monitor or a TV or whatever. You can connect controllers to them wirelessly or wired, whatever. I find it really off-putting that, and that's my only criticism, is that they didn't make the Steam Deck come with a dock. You have to buy the dock separately. Now, the dock is like roughly $80 US, and it didn't even come out until after the Steam Deck was released. But there are a lot of really, really good, cheaper, nice alternatives as third-party companies have made docks for the Steam Deck. So you don't necessarily have to buy the Steam Deck or the Steam version, the Steam dock. You can go find them on Amazon, places like that, and there are really good ones out there that don't cost half as much as the original does. So that's something to keep in mind, okay? But I do wish that they would just, even if it's not like a real fleshed out dock, something easy and basic. Give players a dock with like one display port on it, a charge port on it. You know what I mean? Something. Just give them something. And then if consumers want something more fleshed out and has more options as far as ports and capabilities and you know, things like that, then let them buy into an upgraded version of the dock or whatever. But a device like this, I feel like, needs to come with a dock out of the box, man. Which is, Nintendo does that. And shout out to Nintendo. I think that's great. Hopefully they do it with their next one. Yeah, again, Soup, I think that it's an appropriate topic to flesh out, but everybody's going to have a bit of a different situation as far as what fits your needs the most as far as who you are as a gamer, the types of games you're going to be playing, really, you know what I mean? And what your budget is. Just so the best I can do is kind of like point people in the right direction, give them, you know, the knowledge I have about these devices so far and things like that, and kind of try and nudge people forward in giving a bit of direction, you know, giving definitive, you should buy this. I'm not going to do that, because I think that giving some of my own opinion and education and direction on things is appropriate, but I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their money necessarily, as long as I'm comfortable with, you know, I'll speak out about bad businesses. You know, I'll speak out about bad businesses, and I'll try to advise people to not spend money on bad businesses. But a lot of this kind of stuff comes down to preference, you know? Yeah. Cool. I hope that helps, buddy. I hope that helps. But it was a good topic, man. Thank you. All right, let's get into this. So, Switch online membership codes discounted for Black Friday. We'll take a quick peek. Look, man, I've got an article about Dave the Diver right now. Shout out to our buddy Tinwin, because I wasn't aware of this until here recently. But Dave the Diver is not an independent game, which is weird to me. I didn't know that. You know, I knew Mint Rocket was the developer. I knew Mint Rocket was the publisher. And I had no idea that Mint Rocket was actually a subsidiary of Nexon. So there's your video about me finding this information out. And the fact, here's the thing that's really, really off-putting right now. And I'm not going to take away from how good of a game Dave the Diver is. I love this game. This is one of my favorite games of this entire year. Probably my second favorite game behind Baldur's Gate 3. Honestly. This game was so flipping good. And I got, like, for a $20 price point, Dave the Diver was phenomenal. I got 55 hours out of this game of just amazing, hilarious, refreshing gameplay, where every single day something new came up for me to incorporate into what the game was offering me to kind of manage and do in the game and stuff. It was so good. I cannot recommend it enough, and I will not take away from this game. But the thing that's weird is that Nexon took like a group of developers, detached them from their main company, and started Mint Rocket and put them over there and was like, okay, you go work on this. And instead of publishing Dave the Diver under Nexon, they published it under Mint Rocket as well, which in my opinion is kind of sus. It makes it seem like they were trying to get people to be under the impression this was an indie developer, and they got me. I didn't research it enough, and that's my fault. But luckily, our buddy Tinwin informed me that they were, and they've, unfortunately, Dave the Diver and Mint Rocket have been up for Indie Award nomination for the Golden Joystick Awards, which just happened, as well as the Game Awards that are coming up here in a couple weeks. And they shouldn't be. They are a subsidiary of a massive, massive gaming corporation, and therefore should not be considered in the running for any kind of award that has to do with indie games. Absolutely not. And while the game is amazing, I will continue to promote it. It's a low price point. It's a phenomenal experience. It shouldn't win awards for indie game. Absolutely not. There's no way. So it's a bit of a weird situation. And I don't know why Nexon felt like they should be having Mint Rocket publish this game rather than Nexon publish this game, so people weren't fooled. It feels really sus, dude. It does it not, Soup? That's what I'm kind of getting at. It feels very, very sus, you know? So the thing that's weird is that ever since people questioned them about it, they've been very upfront they've been very clear and very transparent about the fact that even Mint Rocket has said, we're not an indie company. Since people found this out, they've gone, we're not an indie company. We're a subsidiary of Nexon. And everybody's going, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, no, we're not an indie company, you know? And it's kind of taken everybody by surprise a little bit, because I don't think a whole lot of people really knew this. I sure didn't, you know? And I think that you should, you know, if you're interested in this topic, take a look at that video I just linked there in chat. It'll give you a nice long look. It was about 15-minute long video there of us discussing this situation. But it's weird, man. The GTA 6, look, man. GTA 6 is going to be massive, okay? It's going to be huge. There's no reason why they wouldn't be making this world as big as they possibly could, you know. We'll take a quick look at the leaked GTA 6 map, see if we can get a nice comprehensive look at what all was going to be able to be explored here. But I think you have to expect this, right? From the evolution of what GTA 5 brought people to what GTA 6 is, you want to see more in every capacity, right? So let's take a look. We'll see what might have gotten leaked here. The thing is, everything feels so clickbaity right now with GTA 6, right? There's a lot of hype. We know a trailer's coming, dude. We know a trailer's coming. There's so much clickbait out there. I'm reluctant to dive into a lot of it. 500 gigs after waiting 10 years. Nobody's gonna have Oh yeah. Well, and there was all the stuff before too that was like, you know, obviously there was all the early development stuff that got hacked and stolen and got leaked out and everything. There's been a lot of that kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, the Rockstar's had a lot of stuff that's been leaked and everything. But I mean, you know, for me, I'm more of a proponent of giving developers time to give us the information they want to give us. You know what I mean? I'm not a real big fan of feeding this trend of unintentional leaks and hacked information, stuff like that. I'm not a fan of it, and I'll tell you why. It is on the company themselves. Companies need to do a better job at being able to prevent it, you know? But in my opinion, it's never going to be a true indicator of what you're going to get out of a game anyways, because games are always changing all the way up until release, right? And it's so weird to see people put so much time and effort into just pulling as much information as they can out of the development process of a game, you know. And I understand how many people are hyped behind a game like GTA 6 and everything, but you know, we see it all the time, and in my opinion, it's not a healthy thing for the industry. There's been a lot of things that have happened over the years that have been detrimental to the relationship between us and developers, us being the consumer, right? Whether it be them baiting us with bad products or us doing things like, you know, threatening them and showing up at the workplace or their private residence or whatever. You know, there have been bad things that have happened. And this is the thing. I'm about repairing that relationship. I'm about giving developers the time they need to give us polished products, right? And this is what I think. I think whenever people do things like this and they don't give developers the space they need to just focus on the game and not force their hand into divulging information, I think that it puts developers in a bad spot as far as having to talk about things they're not ready to talk about. I think it puts them in a bad spot of having to, release information they're not ready to release yet. And that's not good for us. We have enough issues on the front of trying to get developers to bring us quality content on the constant anyways. And then this kind of stuff happens all the time too. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't really give a crap. I'm more worried about seeing what the developer is actually going to feed me than what people can try to pull out of wherever and try to turn into like clickbait or what have you, man. And force the developer's hand potentially into divulging things they're not ready to divulge yet. I'm not a fan of that. So in my opinion, I try to focus, in the way I feel about these situations, I try to focus more on the more official side of things that the developers are willing to give us through the development process, because it feels more substantial and it feels like a better way to move forward in this industry, with giving developers the cushion that it's almost like we're paparazzi. You know what I mean? It's like we're paparazzi. Have you ever seen how terrible it is for like celebrities to deal with paparazzi all the time? Just always in their flipping face. Can't have any kind of normal life. Can't go out for groceries. Can't go out for flipping. It's like, that's the way it feels to me for like game developers on certain titles and stuff. People just won't leave them alone, to the point of hacking them, stealing information, leaking it out. And then they're going, okay, well, now we have to talk about this almost, or we have to confront it in some form or fashion, even though we weren't ready to release this information. And that sucks for them, dude. And then we wonder why the relationships between us as the gaming, enthusiasts and the developers keeps degrading, right? It's that kind of stuff, dude, as far as I'm concerned. Don't get me wrong, the developers do stuff to harm the relationship between us too. There are great developers out there as well. But in my opinion, I don't necessarily want to keep feeding this like whole fiasco of stealing info, leaking info that the developers themselves aren't ready to leak to us. I'm not a fan of it. People just need to chill out, dude. Chill out. We'll get the information when we're supposed to get it. It doesn't do any good. That's what drives me nuts about it. What good does it do for people to push the envelope and try and grab all this info that the developer's not ready to give to us yet? It literally does not help us at all. At all. And it's not even a true indicator of exactly what we're going to see in the game anyways. Quite often. So why? I don't get it, dude. But we will take a look at this. Okay. We already talked about all they're going to talk about here with the Wonder Woman stuff is like it's not going to be a live service game. Warner Brothers has already said Wonder Woman is not going to be a game as a service. It's not going to be riddled with microtransactions and stuff like that. So it's going to be more like something Shadow of Mordor. They're going to be using some of the same systems. What was the name of that system they used in those games where you could like turn enemies over into your side and stuff? They're using that same system in this game. So we've already read about this. I'm not going to dive into it. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League alpha signups are now live. I have had some of my concerns alleviated by some of the stuff we've seen recently by this game, but I'm still teetering on whether or not this is going to be a decent game. We'll see. We'll see. I think the delays they put out were needed The things I've seen recently look much better, and we'll see what we get out of that. Nintendo Cyber Deals game sale is on now. We'll try to put all these sell things together. There's so many sales going on right now, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Ferret got us this. We need to talk about this. This isn't gaming news, but there's been a big hubbub right now about what YouTube's doing with trying to block ad blockers. And now there's like ad block, like blockers to block ad block blockers and stuff like that. And now YouTube is reportedly slowing down videos for Firefox users, right? Which is wild. We'll touch on it, dude. It's not necessarily gaming news, but you know, it is definitely in the tech realm, and it's big stuff right now. So we'll touch on it real quick. I've been a Firefox user for years and years and years. I've never been a fan of Chrome. I've thought about trying to switch over to some Opera here recently and see how that feels. But I've always liked Firefox. I've been a fan of Firefox for a long time. And so that is the browser I use. I've used it forever. And you use Edge? Yeah, right on, Soup. Yeah. Edge is much better than what Microsoft used to push out, which was Internet Explorer, you know? yeah, Soup. Yeah, we had, you know, we used to always refer to it as Internet Explorer, you know, because it was just a horrid browser, dude. Internet Explorer was. I think that Edge has come along to be something viable, you know? I think a lot more people use Edge than ever used to use Microsoft browsers before. So, oh, yikers. 1 second, guys. Well, use Internet Explorer as well. I used to have to use it a lot at like some work locations and stuff. I just had a couple of fire trucks and an ambulance roll by, and I live in an apartment complex, so hopefully everything's cool. God dang, dude, I might need to go take a look here in a second. We'll keep going though. I don't have any alarms going off in my building or anything, so hopefully everything's fine. Gaming Bible so clickbaity too, dude. We'll take a look at this. Yeah, we know the trailer's coming, dude. We know the trailer's coming. We'll see. We'll see what this this outlet, dude. Gaming Bible is so clickbaity, dude. We'll see if that's actually something viable or not. PlayStation's mobile game studio rebrands following multiple departures. Interesting. Yo, so this whole like upcoming game releases for 2024, we're going to be covering a lot of this as we turn over into the new year. So like we did last year, we sat around as a community for like 2 to almost 3 days. We just made an entire schedule for a tentative schedule for the best news segment, Soup. So that link right there, yeah. So there's a Google Doc we made at the beginning of last year, and it obviously the schedule changes as we move along. It's tentative. We're going to do the same thing this year, though. And one of the things we do is we take a look at the backlog of games we haven't played yet that we still want to play, try to get those into the schedule. And then we take a look at all the games that are supposed to be coming out over the coming year that we're interested in playing as a community. Whether it be single player games for me to play and you guys just join in for and tag along, or actual multiplayer games, whatever, everything. And then we develop a year-long schedule, and we pretty closely follow it. But as games release, sometimes there'll be game delays, there'll be releases that we weren't maybe expecting to play. So the schedule will shift, and we remain agile with it and everything. But we'll take a few days at the beginning of the year. We'll sit down and we will develop our schedule for the 2024 calendar year for the stream, okay? And it'll be a good time. We'll have some fun. We'll be watching a lot of trailers for all the games that are supposed to be coming out this year. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing it, man. We had a lot of fun doing it last year. We'll do it again this year. So just know that we'll be looking at all of this kind of stuff very, very soon. Roughly 5 weeks from now, we'll be starting to make that schedule up, and it'll be a good time. Ooh, Embracer announces plans to cut back 15 upcoming games. Embracer is struggling right now, man. Do it. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of good deals right now on Quest 2s. I've seen that, but a lot of people are like, man, you should just go for a Quest 3, And I don't know what some of the best deals right now on the Quest 3s are. Are they having any deals on the Quest 3s right now? I haven't really seen any. I've seen a lot of Quest 2 stuff, but I don't know if I've seen any Quest 3 stuff. Yeah, Quest 2s. There's a Quest 3. This was about over a month ago, though. I haven't seen much over this sell period right now for Quest 3 stuff. Yeah. Oh, to buy both of them? Why would you do that? Yeah. Well, that's why I was just trying to see if because I hadn't seen much. I've been trying to keep track of the sales for like hardware and software and stuff. This is about the best I had seen so far. Is like Amazon and Target right now do a Quest 2 for $250, and you get a gift card with it for $50. But oh, you got Amazon there? Well, that's good. That can help. But yeah, I know it's different. I try to help out with deals, but it's different because of region differences and stuff. I know that. I haven't seen much for the Quest 3 though. Trust Amazon though with major items? Absolutely. Well, and I think yeah. So the way Amazon works is like with an Amazon account, if something comes in broken, they'll just you can just return it or whatever. If that's what you're talking about, they're really good about stuff like that. At least I know here in this country they are. You just need to look into it. You just need to look into it for your region and everything. But yeah, dude, it's it's happened to us a number of times where we've ordered things that are maybe a little bit fragile or whatever, and when they've gotten here, they've been broken, and it's like you just hop on the app and you go, boop, here's a picture. This is the way we received it. It's broken. They're like, okay, go turn it, send it back to us, and they'll give you a shipping label and everything. Now, I have Amazon Prime, though, so I don't know what the difference is between Amazon Prime and base Amazon with that kind of stuff either. I don't think there's much of a difference. Amazon Prime, I think really the big perks is like you get Prime Video, you get real fast shipping. But I think there are differences in Amazon Prime for different regions of the world too. So you just would need to look into it, Sue. Do a little bit of educating on it, okay? Self-education for your region. Let's see. But I mean, the Quest 3 is supposed to be better. I personally won't buy Quest products because I hate that company. That's a personal thing. You know, I think they make great hardware for VR, but dude, I will not support Meta or Facebook or, I mean, they can call themselves whatever the crap they want to call themselves. They're a terrible flipping company. So gross. And I won't buy their products, dude. There's no way. If I'm gonna buy VR, I'm gonna buy something different, you know, from a company that I'm more comfortable with than flipping Meta. Why don't you just call yourself Mega Evil Corporation? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We've talked about a lot of this stuff. PS Plus Premium gets a Baldur's Gate 3 trial. Interesting. We got the GTA 6 stuff up. Bro, I don't have... no TikTok for me either. That's another gross one, dude. TikTok's disgusting also. No. No way. If I was gonna buy one, it would probably be like Valve's. You know what I mean? But it's expensive. You know, they've got their hardware, but it's expensive. But in my opinion, I'd rather support them than I would support somebody like TikTok or flipping Apple or Facebook or, you know what I mean? But their stuff's expensive. It is. You're gonna pay way more for it. The Valve Index VR kit, $1,000. $1,000. It's expensive, but I'd rather, you know, it just feels better to me knowing that I'm supporting somebody that I'm like a company that I'm okay with, rather than a company that I absolutely despise and think is scummy and terrible, treats people like crap, stuff like that. We talked about this yesterday. This is pretty dope. Yeah, we talked about that. What? Oh. Yo, what up, True? Yo, that popped off my browser, went back a page. I was like, wait, what happened? And something about that hotkey, dude. Those hotkeys. What's up, True? How you doing, friendo? What's going on? True, I'm hungry. True, I'm wasting away, True. What's up, friendo? Oh, no. Yeah. We can't have OA running around here being hangry, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. We talked about the skin restriction stuff. What's stupid about it is it's like there were a lot of people that were like stoked. They thought that like the Fortnite skin restrictions were because they were going to start showing some like anime booba or something, you know what I mean? And instead, it was literally because there were certain regions of the world where it was like if a skin had like ammo on it, or like a holster or something like that, then it needed to be rated higher. And so that's all it was. There were a bunch of people ticked off. They're like, oh man, we thought we were gonna get like mature skins and stuff. That's pretty funny. Well, they have islands that are age restricted though, right? They have islands that have different age restrictions on them, you know? So it's like, you know, that's why they do that. Oh yeah, for sure, Soup. Dude, I promote everybody use two-factor authentication on every single platform that you can. Most platforms nowadays give you the option of 2FA, and everybody should be using two-factor authentication. Come in. You've been in here. Are you trying to leave or something? Yeah. Yeah, I recommend everybody use two-factor authentication on every platform. It's just a nice extra feature to safeguard your account. Is it foolproof? Absolutely not. You know, there are a lot of really smart people out there, but it is a very good safeguard that will keep a lot of people from being able to hack your accounts and stuff. So yeah, I absolutely promote everybody using two-factor authentication on any account that you ever create anywhere. Absolutely. It's just smart. Super Mario Brothers Wonder got their first update. Let's take a look at that. By the way, I already took the frames down of we're gonna try running Alan Wake 2 today at 50 frames per second. It won't be very noticeable to us, but it might take a little bit of that load off the GPU so that the cam filters will pop off a little bit better. So we'll test that out today, okay? We'll see how that goes, because I didn't get to test it yesterday. Yeah. I remembered to do it this morning before I even got the stream started, so. Yeah, we've talked about this. Chainsaw Massacre's getting a major update this month. Cool. I'm so excited for food. Oh, yeah, I'm making sausage balls tonight, by the way. 2 batches. What's going to be tough is that I won't be able to not eat them, and I need to take them to my in-laws. So I'm making them ahead of time because they warm up really well. They're best fresh, but they warm up really well, and they're good cold too. So the thing is, like, going to my in-laws, there's going to be a lot of kitchen use, and it'll be better just to have them made beforehand. So I'm making them tonight. I'm not going to be able to not eat some of them tonight. These sausage balls. These sausage balls are going in my mouth tonight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll show you my sausage balls. Don't you worry about that, True. You're going to eat fries? Word, Soup. Yo, did you see Soup? Did you see this yesterday? These are what I'm making. These are what I'm making to take to my in-laws for the holiday. They're like little finger food. They're really easy. But it's basically like a bunch of sharp cheddar cheese, Bisquick, if you know what Bisquick is. It's basically like a breakfast type flour used for making either biscuits or pancakes or anything like that. And a bunch of breakfast sausage, like pork sausage. And you just mix it all up. So it's a bunch of sharp cheddar, flour, and pork breakfast sausage. and then you just turn them into, like, roll them into balls. You bake them, and oh yeah, I do spicy sausage for myself all the time. Yeah, I probably won't do spicy sausage in these though, because not everybody likes that. But yeah, for me, I'll be doing spicy sausage, and then I'll sit there with flipping sriracha. And I'll be like squirting sriracha on every bite, you know what I'm saying? But dude, the spicy sausage is the way to go. Yeah, they're oh yeah, I'll post a picture tonight after I make them up. They're so good, so good. All right, let's look at our other search real quick. Oh, yo, the Stars redeemed themselves last night. Holy crap. It was such a good game, dude. Such a good game. Oh, God, it felt so good. We played terrible the game before this. And then, dude, the Rangers are a tough team, too. And they went up 2-0 on us. Yeah, thanks, True. They went up 2-0 on us, and it was like the exact opposite of the other night. The other night, we played the Avalanche, and we went up 3-0 in the first period, and then we got blown out the rest of the game and lost 6-3. It was terrible to watch. Last night was different. We went down 2-0, and we looked like we were just going to get trounced. And I was like, this is terrible, dude. What's going on? And, dude, we just came back and put an absolute throttling on them. And we actually would have won 6-2, but they scored with like 15 seconds left in the game. It felt so nice. What's funny is that with like a couple minutes, 3 minutes left in the game or something like that, we took a penalty. And of course, they're trying to come from behind, so they pull their goalie, right? We ended up getting 2 empty netters down a man. So we got 2 empty net shorthanded goals. How funny is that, dude? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we got amped up last night, dude. We came back and put it to them hard. It was really nice too. And the thing that was nice is we also were using our backup goalie to against, dude, one of the toughest teams in the league right now, which I like to see from time to time. You know, so. Our backup goalie, right, he plays about every 3 to 4 games or whatever to give Ottinger a break. You know what I mean? He's a good goalie. He's not on the same level as Ottinger, but to see us do that, to see the coaches have that kind of faith in even, you know, our backup goalie, it is really, really nice. And I think that it's got to boost the confidence of him too. You know what I mean? To be like, yo, here's your, you know, get out there, dude. Facing one of the top teams in the league right now and everything. And he did a bang up job, dude. It was good. So I liked seeing that, man. I like seeing that. We've talked about this. This is the Coda remake. Canceled already. Dude, we are so lucky to have. The thing about the Stars that I love is that we do a pretty good job of growing within. You know what I mean? We do a lot of our own, like, pulling guys up and from our own.
Yeah, I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay.
What's up, buddy? Get in here. So, like, a lot of our young guys and everything, it's all just guys that we've grown from our own system and everything, you know? And it's nice to see that. Oh, dude, and they just announced last night, my all-time favorite hockey player is Mike Modano. And the Stars announced last night that they are actually putting a statue in the arena of Mike Modano here in the next, I think it's in the upcoming game. They're going to unveil it or whatever. Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be so dope. It's very cool. Yeah. they announced it last night during the game, and I was like, oh, sick, dude. Mike was there and everything, and I hadn't seen Mike Madonna in a long time, so it was really cool to see him. Yeah. What up? I'm good, Vault. How are you doing, buddy? Yeah, it was really neat. It was really cool to see him. Because, you know, that's who, like, ever since I started getting into hockey whenever I was younger, you know, that was always my, because I always played hockey games and everything, and that's what kind of started piquing my interest in hockey whenever I was young. And that was one of the closest teams we had to home, was like Dallas, you know. And so I just kind of gravitated towards them, and then I became a fan of him. And so I just, you know, I always stuck with Dallas as my team. Stuck with Mike Madonna as like my favorite player and stuff, and it's cool to see that, you know, so many years later. Madonna's getting a statue? You wish. That'd probably be a nice statue though, you know. Old school Madonna statue. He's getting pretty up there now. Yeah, the old school Madonna. Like a virgin. You know, that one. That would be a good statue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not today's Madonna. I don't think I would want that one as much. Yo, RoboCop Rogue City, dude. People have been loving this game, by the way. If you haven't seen this. It's pretty interesting. 92% positive, over 3,100 reviews. People have really enjoyed this, man. This released at the beginning of the month, and people are enjoying it quite a bit. What did Metacritic do for this? Like a 75? Respectable. But players themselves have really been enjoying it, you know, which is good. That's pretty neat to see. I think this is what's nice about it. I think what's nice about this is, rather than see a company just go, oh, hey, let's just play off of like some kind of popular IP, or try to bring some kind of like, because there's still a lot of people out there that enjoy the RoboCop stuff. That was a very popular thing back in like the late 80s, early 90s, you know, and then it's become, you know, a little bit prominent again because of the remake and stuff like that. And instead of a company going, let's just make some kind of half-assed, you know, game about it or whatever, they did apparently a pretty solid job on it, you know? Which is, I think that's what you want to see, man. For the fans of that IP, for them to dive into something, because there hasn't been a RoboCop game in quite a while, and for them to bring something back and to do it pretty solidly, that's what you want to see, you know? Yeah, we've talked about this. Kotoku asks, do we need a remastered Last of Us Part 2? No! I've already talked about this. I'm actually going to have this up here pretty soon on the YouTube page. But, dude, I've talked about this. No, we don't. This game's not even 4 years old yet. We don't need a remastered version of a game that's not even 4 years old. Why? Other than the fact that Naughty Dog is scared to do anything new. And they're trying to pull money off of people that, honestly, if they're going to do a remaster this soon, they should just be giving people this game that already own it. And it should just be like, you can get an upgraded, enhanced version if you already own the game. But you don't have to, like, that's it, you know? It's not like a remastered sell-off or anything. You know what I mean? Like, you still buy the same price they would sell the current version for or whatever. You just get an enhanced version of it. This is insanely ridiculous. And it sucks to see companies do this, man. It's real gross. I have an article. We talked about this in depth a few days ago. And I'm going to try to get that up before I head out for the holidays and everything, okay? Ocarina of Time need a full remake. Many will say yes, many will say no. There's going to be a lot of traditional video game players that go, man, you can't do that to that game. But, I mean, see? There's true right there. Yeah. I think here's the thing, though, True. Here's the thing. How many of the younger generation have never played this game? And probably never will unless it's actually remade. And that sucks. Right? A lot. So I think you have to look at it that way. It's not something that is trying to, I think, and look, let's be fair. Nintendo is, as much as I bag on Nintendo's for a lot of the scummy stuff they do, I think they are pretty solid when it comes to these kinds of notions. And I think that that's something you have to keep in mind. I don't think that remaking something like Ocarina of Time would be as much as a trying to overshadow what it ever was in the first place, because I don't think you would ever be able to do that anyways. But I think it's more about trying to bring how special that game was and is and always will be to a modern generation of gamers. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And see, I'm that way with my kids about games too, but not all kids have that, right? Yeah, not all kids have that. Like, there are a lot of, I think, current generation of gamers that don't have a figure above them to introduce them to the old genre of games, right? The old iconic games to play in their original state or whatever. I've done that a lot for my kids. I obviously, know that you've done that for your kids and stuff. But I think that it is important for some of these tells and some of these iconic games to maybe be brought back into the mold of a modern take, so that they're able to be experienced by today's generation of young gamers. I think that's appropriate. And I don't think it's something to, again, take away from what the game ever was in the first place. And I don't think that any traditional gamer will ever see a modern take on something like Ocarina of Time being better, no matter how it looks, no matter what they're able to do with modernizing the gameplay or anything. No traditional gamer will take a look at it and go, that's better than the original. There's no way, but it's a great thing to introduce the younger generation of gamers to a game that they might not experience otherwise. I think that's appropriate. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm the same way, True. Yeah, I'm the same way. The nostalgia behind those games that we grew up with and stuff is, incredibly important, right? To us. Incredibly important. And it's incredibly important to the industry, too. Let's be very clear here. That's why it's so off-putting to so many of us when Nintendo does stuff like take away our access to games and then go, don't you dare play it on emulator, though. the history of gaming is very important, right? So I agree. You know, I'm a very nostalgic gamer myself. I hold on to all my gaming stuff. You know what I mean? I love playing the classics. Obviously, I love playing the modern stuff too. I don't ever see a remake of something like Ocarina of Time being better than the original, but I can see where it has its place and its importance also, right? So I think that's something that is good to keep in mind. But this does raise the, you know, the thing we talk about so often in gaming nowadays, the importance of preserving gaming history, right? Being able to give people access to these games that have been so iconic and industry defining for where we are now, right? Ocarina of Time is definitely one of those games. Yeah, and everybody should be able to play that game in its original state. Everybody, you know, because it is such an iconic piece of video gaming history. Yeah. Sometimes we smart. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Quite often, three heads. Sometimes we smart, though. Sometimes way too smart. Most of the time, three head. What else we got here? We're going to dive into these here in just a second. Drew, have I ever shown you my, because I know you like spicy stuff, have I ever shown you my Java lava? I'm about to bust some out today. I call it Java lava. I don't think that's really the name of it. You don't think so? Okay. I'll show you after the break. After we do the news, because I'll get more coffee. I've got this, my wife and kids will usually get me some for like, depending on when I run out, you know, there are these bottles of this, like, it's made for, they promote it as like a coffee syrup. Yeah, they promote it as like a coffee syrup. And it's spicy and a little bit sweet. You know, it's not like overly sweet, but it's really, really good. It tastes really good. And but they say that you can, I've never tried it on anything else. They say that you can try it on like ice creams or, you know, all kinds of different stuff. But dude, it is some good stuff. And I forgot that I had a bottle of it left still that I hadn't been using here recently, so I'm about to bust it back out today. I'll show you. You'll probably love it. There's a website for it and everything too. I'll show you. Interesting. PC Gamer celebrated 30 years of video game history without naming a single woman. Yikers. Take a quick peek at that. Oh, dude, Starfield's latest update finally adds DLSS support on PC. Bro. Yo, didn't this game actually, yeah, we are chonk stars, that's right. This game didn't even have a field of view slider when it released, right? Pretty sure. Like what? Really? Now, the whole DLSS thing might have been on purpose because they were collaborating with AMD. And so on release, they did have the, like it says right here, AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution Tech, which is like the equivalent on AMD to NVIDIA's DLSS, but it's still stupid that like it didn't have it in the first place. I think. Latest Nintendo patents looking at a new dynamic way of storing and sharing Pokemon across games. Ooh, interesting. All right, let's go. Let's dive in here. Let's turn off this music. Getting back into your Pokemon Go, dude. I haven't been playing it at all. You know, like Gabs and Pinky got me hooked on it there for a second, and then like at the end of the holiday or the Halloween stuff, I just quit playing it, man. Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun for a little bit, but dude, it was really distracting for me too. I'm kind of glad I quit playing it. It was really distracting. It was taking a lot of my like my time, man. Like it was pretty cool, but God, it was really addictive for me there for a second. And I was like, man, I should have never started this crap. Flipping Pinky and Gabs, rude. Got me addicted to it. All right, let's get in here. It is a cool game though. Yeah, it was addictive, dude. PC Gamer celebrated 30 years of video game history without naming a single woman. Publication was criticized by many for not including any women in their anniversary magazine, almost as if there have never been any influential female voices in the gaming industry. Maybe it didn't matter to them that many notable women who who worked as directors, video game designers, and writers were responsible for the production of their favorite AAA games might have forgotten or completely glossed over the many amazing female video game composers who produced OSTs that they play in the background. So PC Gamer made the editorial decision to not include a single woman in the top voices of gaming for the last 30 years, question mark. This is what we mean when we say we're not taken seriously. So done with this crap. An endless sea of men, you'd at least expect trailblazer Riko Kodama to make the cut. She was known for breaking the glass ceiling by being an iconic game director and game artist in Sega at a time when women were less recognized in the cutthroat video game development industry. Kodama proceeded to work on popular titles such as Phantasy Star as a director and Skies of Arcadia as its producer. But for recent examples, look no further than Gen Z herself, who is the art director of Supergiant Games. This is the indie gaming company that brought the dungeon crawler hit Hades to life. Even the popular Uncharted series has Amy Hennig to thank for its creation and writing. They couldn't even put her up in that magazine despite their praise for the game. There's no excuse not to include any women in this issue, particularly when they worked on so many critically acclaimed video games through the decades. Bro, that is kind of wild. Yeah. That's a bad look, you know? 30 years of celebrating 30 years of video gaming history and not naming a single woman in it, dude. Jesus. It's bad. I'd need to see the entire thing to see how many people were actually named in it and stuff, but it's probably pretty gross looking at it that way. Latest Nintendo patent is looking into a new dynamic. There we go. Looking into a new dynamic way of storing and sharing Pokemon across games. Nintendo's new patent for Pokemon games. There we go. That's a bit better. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. That looks good. Cool. Nintendo's new patent for Pokemon games filed a patent last year that was published on November 9th of this year, spotted by Xfire. It's patent titled Content Holding System Storage Medium and Content Holding Server. Is a new server infrastructure is designed to store and update individual Pokemon data across various games. This designed server space will act as a common area that contains universal Pokemon data such as species, moves, types, effort values, and experience, all of which will be shared between and reflected in all Pokemon games. The patent also talks about inherent areas, which will be used to store specific, game-specific attributes, events, and memories to serve as a record for activities in a region. Interesting. Why it matters. Here's what this patent means for the future of Pokemon games. From the looks of it, this patent is about a new server space that is close to how Pokemon Home is. However, the new technology is likely going to create a shared space for all Pokemon that would function in a far more advanced way than Pokemon Home. Home currently helps players transfer their Pokemon to a different game, but there are a few limitations in terms of moveset and abilities which differ game to game. New patent talks of a server that will allow for dynamic and real-time data update, which also keeps track of a Pokemon's growth, learned behaviors, and changes that are triggered by an environment. Though this Pokemon will be on an integrated system where they will adapt to new regions in real time. For example, a Cantonian Rapidash can dynamically turn into a Galarian Rapidash if they're being moved into the Galar region. All of this could create a new era of Pokemon games where players can find a deeper connection with their Pokemon across all games, as the pocket monsters will continue to grow, evolve, and learn in a new system, which greatly increases the lifespan of Pokemon in video games. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. We'll see what comes of it. Look, this is, again, a patent. This is nothing being brought to fruition for us right now. Patents are, incorporated all the time by different companies, and many of them don't actually end up being developed for us as the consumer. They just kind of sit there and wait for seeing if it's something that they want to implement, if it ends up being something beneficial enough for the company to implement for us. And this seems very, very cool. We'll just have to see if Nintendo ends up bringing this to fruition for us, right? PlayStation Plus Premium gets a Baldur's Gate 3 trial. If anybody's been wanting to try this game that hasn't played it yet, if you've been on the fence about buying Baldur's Gate 3, you have a chance to try it before you buy it on PS5 through PS Plus Premium. The trial allows players to play the game for up to 2 hours before having to buy it. Baldur's Gate 3 was released on PS5 back in September and has received 8 award nominations, the Game Awards 2023, including Game of the Year. It's set to finally launch on Xbox in December, with a release date being announced during the aforementioned awards show. In addition to releasing on Xbox, Larian Studios recently revealed a physical deluxe edition of Baldur's Gate 3 is coming in the Q1 of 2024 calendar year. The new physical edition of the game will include the game itself, a world map, original soundtrack on 3 separate discs, a Mind Flayer poster, a deluxe edition box designed to match the previous game's big box PC editions, 32 stickers, and 2 patches. Interesting. So if you're a PS Plus Premium member and you've been wanting to try BG3, coming your way. Trial. It's a banger. Super Mario Bros. Wonder receives first update on Nintendo Switch. Anything significant here? General updates. Pretty minimal, though, really. Okay. Not much there, but if you're playing Mario Wonder right now, there was an update, and you might want to take a look at these patch notes, but nothing very notable, apparently. Texas Chainsaw Massacre getting major update this month. Fans of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre have no reason to sell it. Well, that's not what that says. Let's try that again. Fans of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will have reason to celebrate this month, as a major update is on the way. The update will include a free new map, Nancy's House. Nancy is a new killer making her debut in the game, and there will also be a potential new victim named Danny. While the map is free, the 2 new characters will be paid content and will cost $10 each. All this new content will be dropping at the same time as the game's new big patch, which should fix a number of different issues as well. There's a new trailer, which we might be able to watch. We'll see. Offers a closer look at the new map as well as the new characters. In the trailer, the new character Danny can be seen looking for his missing girlfriend. Run, Danny! Don't worry about her! I'm just kidding. His search brings him to Nancy's house, where the seemingly sweet old lady invites him in, even offers him some of that good old-fashioned nice murder tea. Things quickly take a turn as the video shows a photo of Nancy with Cook, and the woman reveals that she's at least partly responsible for the death of Danny's girlfriend. After bludgeoning Danny with a hammer, he tries to make his escape running out of the front door. Unfortunately, it seems there's just as much horror outside as inside. In the tweet, we can watch the trailer. Let's take a look at this. True. Here we go. Mature. Be ready for the matureness. Danny, don't do it, Danny.
Sorry to bother you, ma'am.
Grandma?
But have you seen this girl by chance? She went missing around here. Her name's Maria.
Why don't you come on inside and have a seat? Let me get a better look.
You sure?
She got those murder eyes, you know.
Nonsense. I wouldn't hear of it. Come on in, sweetie. Oh, now would you look at that? Ain't she a pretty little thing? Is this your sister?
Girlfriend. And I'm getting pretty worried about her.
That's just horrible. You want some of this here tea, honey? It's fresh.
No, thank you, ma'am. I'm in a bit of a hurry, if you don't mind.
Oh. Well, you know what? I think I do recognize her. Yeah. She come round here sticking her pretty little nose where it don't belong. You ain't never gonna find her. And they ain't never gonna find you. You little shit! How dare you!
Look at all of this pretty blood.
Jesus. He gone. All right, dude. Actual gameplay, yeah, some of that is actually, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Some of that is actual gameplay. Yep. Some of it was some scenes from like the interactions where survivors get into conflict with the killers and stuff. So it'd be like there are these quick little cut scenes of like attacks and stuff. But most of that was going to be more cinematic, but there was just a tad bit of gameplay in there and stuff. It looks yeah, well, that's what we talked about the other day, right? Like, there's a little bit of gameplay in there, but a lot of it was more cinematic kind of showings. I actually have that article up, dude. Here's a link for that we were talking about the other day. It's hard to tell, dude. It is hard to tell. Yeah. There was just a little bit in there. Most of it was cinematic, especially all that stuff inside the house and like him getting into it with the grandma. You know, what's her name? Nancy. And her like hitting him with a hammer and him kicking her and stuff. That was all cinematic for sure. You know? Yeah. The new update will arrive on November 28th. This marks the first significant free update the game has received since launching back in August. Most of the updates since have been bug fixes, paid content in the form of new skins, stuff like that. It's available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Game's normally priced at $40, but like if you're buying it at a 20% discount on maybe like Game Pass or something, then it'd be like more like $32. Same thing. PlayStation Store currently has the game as like 20% off, so $32. Take a look though if you want. And maybe that's what you were talking about was like most of what you were seeing there, like because most of that trailer was inside the house and everything. And so if I, you know, misinformed with like that being gameplay. No, I don't think so. I think all this stuff inside the house there was just like cinematically created for the trailer and stuff, you know. Yeah. That's my fault. PlayStation's mobile game studio rebrands following multiple departures. So, Savage Game Studios is turning into Neon Koi. Often forgotten about, but part of Sony's long-term plan is to establish itself in the mobile gaming space. A PlayStation Mobile Studios division exists, and back in 2022, the company acquired Savage Game Studios as its first sizable dedicated mobile developer. The team has been making a new unannounced AAA mobile live service action game, but it seems things haven't been all smooth sailing so far. As reported by Mobile Gamer, Savage Game Studios has gone through a complete rebrand in the wake of several key team members leaving the studio. It's now named Neon Koi, a new identity that better aligns with our vision for the future. The team said on LinkedIn, Neon Koi represents our culture and the passions of our game project. The new name and look comes following 3 executives resigning from key roles. Internally, others have risen up to take on the responsibilities that were left from the resignations. Not much is known about the studio's debut project, but hopefully it won't be too much longer before we find out more. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we don't ever hear much about this part of PlayStation, do we? Tomb Raider IP owner Embracer Group announces plans to cut back 15 upcoming games. Embracer struggling right now. Embracer Group, the parent company of several major gaming brands, has announced huge cutbacks to staff as well as upcoming projects. Some of the game IPs Embracer owns via its acquisitions include Tomb Raider, Saints Row, Borderlands, and Goat Simulator. Brother, I thought they sold Tomb Raider to Amazon. Was it just the licensing right? Did they just license it out? Hold on, dude. I knew that. We knew that. Yeah. But then earlier this year, Amazon bought. What, right? Yeah, like end of January, beginning of February. So this is why I'm bringing this up. So last year, the middle of last year, Embracer bought all the North American development studios that Square Enix had. Most of them, if not all of them, were in Canada. Along with the IPs of Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief, right? So they got all of this for roughly $300 million, which is a really good purchase, actually. And then 6 months later, again, at the beginning of this year, they turned around, and what we were reading was that they turned around and sold just the Tomb Raider stuff. Just the Tomb Raider stuff to Amazon for roughly $600 million. So they doubled their investment by just selling off a small portion of what they got in the first place, which was the Tomb Raider stuff, which was a really good move by Embracer. But why are we reading now that Embracer is the owner of Tomb Raider? Because I don't think that's right. I think that Sam Colley might be misinformed here. Might need to do a little bit of fact checking here for himself. Because as you can see, like I pulled this up. That's why I was like, bro, what's he talking about? You can look. I mean, all this news is like Amazon bought Tomb Raider for $600 million earlier this year from Embracer. 4 months after its acquisition, Embracer sold Tomb Raider rights to Amazon. Because Amazon's making Tomb Raider games. They're making Tomb Raider shows and everything right now. We know that. And they couldn't do that if Embracer held the rights unless they licensed the rights away. But we read that Amazon actually bought the rights, purchased the rights, not licensed the rights. I don't know. So I don't think this is right. Anyways, so they did come out with Saints Row, Borderlands, Goat Simulator, to name a few. I don't think so. I don't think they bought it back, huh? As well as the rights to Lord of the Rings games, which make it plans to take full advantage of in years to come. That being said, the mark for a good Lord of the Rings game is very low after the release of Gollum, one of the worst rated games of the year. After plans for another company deal fell through, I like how nobody wants to talk about what this really was. Embracer was trying to get in cahoots with the Saudi Arabian government, or regime, really is what it is. The Saudi Arabian regime uses a cover company called Savvy Games Group to invest in the gaming industry. So if you ever see Savvy Games Group, it is literally just a company that is set up by the Saudi Arabian regime to invest their money outside of where most of it is, which we all know is oil, into the gaming industry as well. And what we had found out earlier this year was that Embracer apparently had like a $2 billion deal that was in the works with some anonymous company. Nobody knew who it was, but it fell through. And apparently Embracer had put most of its eggs in that basket. And when it fell through, it put Embracer in a really, really, really bad spot. Since then, they've fired many people. They have completely dissolved Volition, which was a 30-year development studio behind games like Descent and Red Faction way back in the day. Back then, they were known as Parallax, I think. And then most recently, Volition was known for like Saints Row series, stuff like that. And they're totally gone now. They've fired so many people. So basically, that's your background about what this is. They didn't really want to talk about it here for some reason. I've noticed that a lot here lately. It's like nobody wants to talk bad about the Saudi Arabian Savvy Games Group stuff or something. Like nobody wants to call out their name or anything. I don't know what it's about, dude, but I don't know. Unfortunately, after plans for another company, Savvy Games Group, deal fell through, Embracer Group has confirmed it's dismissed about 5% of its workforce, which equates to around 900 developers. This was apparently a necessary move in order to stabilize the business. Crystal Dynamics, one of the companies owned by Embracer and developer of the Tomb Raider games, has been forced to dismiss 10% of its workforce, a terrible sign for the rumored next game in the Tomb Raider series. Dude, I don't think Crystal Dynamics is going to be making Tomb Raider because they don't own it anymore. I think this person's misinformed. Worst of all, Saints Row developer Volition, like I said, has been shut down completely after a disappointing reboot of the series last year, failed to impress fans. Layoffs have also supposedly led to the termination of the Time Splitters remake. In total, 15 games have been cut back. This means that while not totally canceled, developers and budgets have been moved away for all 15 affected titles. Yeah. Here's the default we get all the time. The CEO of Embracer Group, Lars Wingfors, gave a statement on the company's plans to cut back. They said, Lars said, "It's never easy to part ways with talented individuals. I would like to put on record a special thanks to the people who have left Embracer in the quarter. These are difficult decisions. We do not take them lightly." For me, personally, it's crucial. The program is carried out with compassion, respect, integrity, and ensuring that all of our board members and COOs continue to line their pockets with gold. Terrible set of circumstances for Embracer Group and those who work under it, and a bad sign for some of next year's big releases. I think there's some bad information in here. I don't think that yeah, we've seen a lot of that, right? Look, I've talked about this a lot here recently too, that I think that there's an amount of the gaming industry has kind of come back down to normal, come back down to reality, if you will, post-pandemic, where many developers overhired, I think, to accommodate for what a huge boost in the gaming industry as a whole was seeing for how many people were engaging in online communities, especially in gaming and stuff. Everybody was staying home, everybody was playing games. It was and so there was mass hiring, whereas so many other industries were faltering and struggling, right? And I think that a large chunk of this is due to the fact that the industry has the industry is not bad. It's just gone back down to normal a bit, I think. But the other side of this is I think companies have made bad business decisions. Epic, Embracer, I think are two great examples, I think, that have just made bad business decisions. And unfortunately, the way that they compensate for trying to stay in the positive after some of these bad business decisions is at the expense of their employees, right? They're like, well, just fire people. Which is terrible. Nintendo Switch Online membership codes are discounted for Black Friday. If you're in the market, you can save on Nintendo Switch Online subscription codes at Walmart and Amazon during this Black Friday time. Discounts apply to multiple membership tiers, including the Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack 12-month family plan for $71.89, normally $80 US. It's about a big $8 price drop there, but look, any money saved is money saved, right? So the family plan lets up to 8 accounts access all Nintendo Switch Online features, including online multiplayer in games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Splatoon 3, and a giant library of retro NES, SNES, and Game Boy games. The NSO expansion pack adds Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, and Sega Genesis games to the retro game library, as well as DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. While the 12-month Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack family plan includes the most perks, the other membership levels are also on sale at Amazon, including the standard Switch Online 12-month family plan for $31.49, normally $35, 12-month individual plan for $18, normally $20, or 3-month individual plan for $7, normally $8. All digital membership codes are emailed after you purchase and redeem via the Nintendo Switch eShop. All right, they've got links for all this as well, so here you go. If you need it. Any discounts better than no discount, I guess, you know what I mean? Here we go, more Nintendo stuff. Save up to 50% on select games now through the 3rd of December, all right? They got just a nice little video. They got a nice little video for us to watch. Let's watch this little video. God, Mario looks so cold. I don't like it. We got an article up about Just Dance as well. They're continuing to evolve their accessibility options in that game. That's on our YouTube page. It's very, very nice. I don't call out Ubisoft very often for the positive things they do, but that is definitely one. RDR. That's not RDR2, by the way. Bayonetta 3 is supposed to be very good. Live Alive. Bro, we jamming. Luigi's Mansion 3. Tunic's supposed to be a banger. Our buddy Cash just played that. Cool. They've got all the links and everything you need right here if interested in any of those titles, okay? All the deals. Okay, here's the let's look at this, then we'll look at the GTA 6 stuff. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League alpha signups are now live. I think there's still warranted reason to be a little bit skeptical and hesitant about this title. It's had multiple delays. It is a game as a service, which is, as we have seen, apparently going to be heavily polluted with monetization tactics in it. It is a AAA price tag game, and then they're going to want you to battle pass, cosmetic stores. I mean, you name it. You know what I mean? So just be ready for that. But the recent gameplay video we saw was respectable. It looked solid, you know. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League alpha signups are now live. The closed alpha tech test will take place from the 30th of this month through the 4th of December. According to the website, the playtest will be available for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. You can sign up for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League alpha on the game's website at this link. Participants will need to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which prohibits them from posting any images or gameplay of the game, including any text-based impressions. Alpha test announcement comes days after the game's pre-order bonuses and gameplay was announced online. Yeah, so the base game is $70, and then you can pay $100 and play the game 3 days early. Sorry, dude. That is disgusting. I'm so tired of seeing this crap. I'm sorry, but I feel like at the very least, if companies want to do a bonus like, oh, well, you know, do all editions get pre-order bonus? I can't remember. Let me see. I thought it was just the $100. Yeah. So the deluxe edition gives you the 72-hour early access. The standard edition does not. That's what I thought. So it's not just pre-ordering the game, right? So this is what's disgusting. At the very least, I feel like, you know, if you pre-order the game, they should give you access no matter what edition you get. If they want to do this kind of thing. Because really what you are, you're like the final beta testers for this game is what you are. And 3 days of early access is doing nothing for you in most games. Let's be very clear and very honest here. It's such a gross ploy and tactic that people need to start seeing through. You can pay $70 for this game as a service that's going to be riddled with microtransactions anyways for the base game, or you can pay $100 and get a bonus 3 days early access, so you can be the final beta testers or whatever, basically, and probably have a experience of a lot of bugs and everything. It's pretty gross, dude. You know, I'm so tired of seeing it. Yeah, oh, it says it right here too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm over it, dude. It's just disgusting. Here we go. Colossal leaked GTA 6 map may set a new record. All right. Can I not? I guess not. I guess I can't close this. Great. Feels good. In the world of Grand Theft Auto, anticipation for the upcoming GTA 6 game has reached fever pitch, with enthusiasts eagerly dissecting every bit of information available online. Currently, the buzz centers around the game's colossal map, which, according to leaks, dwarfs even the expansive landscape of its predecessor, as it should. How long ago was GTA 5 released? Over a decade, right? I mean, so why should the evolution of this game not have a bigger map? This is to be expected. If not, then Rockstar is definitely failing. As Rockstar Games gears up to unveil the first glimpse of GTA 6, the excitement among fans is palpable. Yeah, it is. One of the most intriguing aspects of GTA 6 lies in the sheer scale of its map, a topic that has captivated fans for months. Given that GTA 5's map set a high standard, fans and theorists have delved into meticulous studies shared on Reddit's forums. These efforts aim to decipher the specific dimensions of GTA 6's map based on leaks and snippets gleaned from various sources. The next installment in the series is designed for the Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and high-end PCs, fueling expectations that GTA 6 will stand as one of the most advanced open-world games to date, also ranking among the most expensive productions in the gaming industry, according to Gaming Bible Report, which Rockstar has also stated, you're going to pay to play this game, okay? I have an article on YouTube right now about this. Where is this? Yeah, take a look at this. If you want to dive into this, see what you think about this topic. At the heart of discussions in the expansive world that GTA 6 promises to offer, GTA 5 first introduced players to the sprawling landscapes of Los Santos and Blaine County, providing a canvas for exploration and unfolding narratives. Fans are now anticipating even greater depth and complexity in GTA 6, fueled by recent gameplay leaks and glimpses of the game's purported map. Notable Twitter user Jason from GTA 6 2 shared a comparative image overlaying the GTA 5 map onto the speculated GTA 6 map created by fans, utilizing leaked gameplay and meticulous observations of in-game coordinates. Estimate the distance between Vice City and Port Gellorn alone is comparable to the entire expanse of GTA 5's map. What adds to the excitement is that these calculations exclude the unrevealed north sections of GTA 6's map, hinting at even more expansive and uncharted territories awaiting players upon the game's releases. Yeah, okay, look. The reason I don't like diving into these is because it's literally, there's nothing substantial to go off of here. It's just speculative. There's a little bit of data mining going on here potentially, but honestly, it's just speculation. You need to be like swallowing a flipping container of salt with this. So I talk about these games a lot. Whether you want to talk about something like Grand Theft Auto, or you talk about Bloodborne, or any of these very, very iconic kinds of games, the lead up and hype to anything in particular, new coming from these types of franchises and IPs, it garners so much hype that it takes nothing, literally nothing, for people to just lose their minds about it. It's really wild. So, dude, I've got a wild hair. I don't know, man. It's is the map going to be bigger? It absolutely should be, and it's one of those things that, like, we've got the trailer coming. This is what's really funny is ever since the trailer got announced, we've had more and more info coming out where these are just really clickbaity kinds of articles, dude. That's why I don't like diving into them. There's nothing substantial here to go off of. It's just clickbait crap, dude. That's why I avoid a lot of the GTA 6 stuff right now. It's not substantial. It's not really worth diving into. You know, there's going to be more info worth looking at once we get the trailer at the beginning of December. Okay, it's going to give everybody a look at what GTA 6 is going to be bringing to the table in some capacity. It depends on what they decide to show us, you know, but in certain forms and fashions, we'll be getting a look at things that are going to be in the game. Here's the thing, though. Everything that everybody's trying to pull apart right now about what might have gotten leaked potentially up to this point, what they've seen, you know, even what might be seen in the trailer, could absolutely change by the time this game releases. So as much hype and stock and data mining people are trying to put into what this title is, it could all be for naught. Because there's always the potential for games to change in various different ways by the time the game releases in full. So, I don't know. These kinds of articles are just not worth the time quite often. We'll look at this one too. As the GTA 6 trailer looms near, as Rockstar Games drops an update, Rockstar GTA series is without question one of the biggest and most profitable properties in the video gaming industry, not the world of entertainment as a whole. Wasn't until earlier this month that Rockstar gave us another substantial update by announcing that their first trailer for GTA 6 will drop earlier next month. Anticipation for the trailer is fever pitch. Might be wise to curb your enthusiasm. After all, we could just be treated to a GTA 6 logo and a release window at best. Obviously, the ideal scenario would be to see at least a snippet of gameplay as well as a GTA 6 release date. Time of writing, we do not have an exact date as to when GTA 6 trailer will drop, but it seems that Rockstar is getting ready for its big day. Spotted by Twitter user Gaming Detective, Rockstar has officially updated its website, presumably in anticipation of the upcoming trailer. While there's not much to go on, Rockstar Games leaker of information, Ben, aka Video to Chunk, on Twitter shared their opinions on the updated website. We all know it's coming, dude. It could be at the Game Awards. It could just be something they do on their own around that time. But a Game Awards announcement is a pretty solid expectation, in my opinion. I don't know. See how clickbaity this is, dude? It's just the same crap we already know, dude. And it's just nonstop, man. That's why I don't even like clicking on these articles. It's just so ridiculous. There's nothing substantial, nothing pertinent to go off of. It is so ridiculously just overhyped, dude. I understand there's a lot of people that love the game, and there's, you know, whenever there's substantial information that comes out for the game, then we'll definitely dive into it. But people just want to make something out of nothing, man. It's insane. YouTube is reportedly slowing down videos for Firefox users. This is the last article I have, guys. This isn't necessarily gaming news, but I want to talk about this. We've talked a lot about the YouTube stuff happening here recently. They're trying to block ad blockers, and now there are add-ins coming out to block ad blocker blockers and stuff. It's a cat and mouse game right now. Ferret shot this to me, so thanks, Ferret. I know you're not here, but thank you anyways, buddy. Ferret's not going to be around today. So if you guys have anything else to add, you want to talk about, discuss, or whatever that might be pertinent to the video gaming news segment, let me know in chat. We'll discuss it before we move on and play another day of Alan Wake 2 before we take a nice rest of the week break for the Thanksgiving holiday here, okay? So YouTube is reportedly slowing down videos for Firefox users. I think that we'll just TLDR this, dude. They've got some bullet points here, and users are reportedly seeing a 5-second delay when loading YouTube videos in non-Chrome browsers, namely Firefox and Edge, despite not using any extensions or ad blockers. The delay goes away when users switch their agent to Chrome, indicating that the switch could be browser related. Not all users are experiencing the delay, which indicates that it could be account related too. I'm sure we'll find out exactly what this is a result of, but I've never been a fan of Chrome as a browser. Obviously, Google's going to cater to their own browser users and try and, because obviously Google owns YouTube as well. That's their platform, their application. And, they're going to try to get as many people using their browser as possible also. So if they can make a little thing here and there to make it more accessible and streamlined and easier to use, to use their own products on their own products, I can absolutely see them doing that, right? It doesn't feel good to everybody else that doesn't want to use their browser and stuff, but would you be surprised? I wouldn't. Absolutely not. And that's the news, you beautiful peoples. It's time to get ready to play some games. Cool. Get this music popping off. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. New segments are always great fun, dude. It's nice to stay current on what's going on in the industry. I don't know. We're going to move on here. Play day 4 of Alan Wake 2. Hopefully not fall through any more environment. Keep pushing and see what we can get into here with Alan losing his flipping mind. But today is the final day of streaming before we have our Thanksgiving break, which means I won't be back live until this coming Monday. Okay, so like the stream's going to be down after today for a good 5 days. Okay, Wednesday through Sunday the stream will be down, and I'll be starting up late, a little bit late on Monday. No video gaming news segment on Monday. So video gaming news will not continue for like roughly actually a week from now. Okay, next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, a week from today is when we will have our next video gaming news segment. So I'm sorry for the lack of content over the next week, but it's the holiday season. I've been trying to prepare people for the fact that I would be taking some time off to spend with family. It doesn't feel good to me to be taking this much time off and be away from you guys and being away from doing what I love to do. So understand that. I only take time off rarely, and this is the time of the year where I normally end up taking some time off to spend with my loved ones, and just do a little bit of relaxation and but know that it's not because I don't want to be here. I love what I do. I love spending time with you guys, and every single day that I get to do this is an absolute pleasure, and I feel so fortunate to be able to do this, which is why I try to take advantage of it as much as possible. But spending time with family is very important to me too, and that's why I'm going to do that for the next the rest of this week after today, and that's why the stream will be down. Okay, but for everybody that's not aware, if you're hanging out, watching now live, or maybe seeing this later on, you're not familiar with what we do here. Normally, we are live 6 days a week. Only Wednesdays are our down days, and we start live at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT, where we kick off with video gaming news every single day. We go through finding articles like we've just done that are pertinent to staying current on what's happening in the world of video games. And then, as we are about to do right now, we kind of sum that up and then move on and play video games for the rest of the day. And we just have a good time, man. We got a lot of amazing people that are part of what we do here, and help to always create an amazing dynamic here for what this community is, and making a safe, welcoming spot for everybody to be a part of, void of toxicity, a civil place where we have a great time, we laugh a lot, have good times, and just spread good vibes, man. So if that seems like your kind of spot, man, and you're enjoying the content, then I would prompt you to come hang out with us whenever we are live. We've got all of our previous content that we've done is on the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel as well. in as VODs that you can go watch and just catch up on some of the stuff that maybe you haven't seen before, whether it be the video gaming news segments or the playthroughs we've done of games, funny clips and highlights. I try my best to make sure all that content's out there for everybody to catch up on if you haven't seen it before. And I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. Thanks for being you. And come be a part of what we do, man. We're always looking for more cool people to be a part of this place, man. So this is it until next Tuesday. So if I don't see you until then, I'll be around on Discord and stuff. We're not done today. We got a nice long gameplay segment coming up of Alan Wake 2, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to run our outro, and as soon as it's done, we'll get started with preparing for the gameplay stuff, all right?
Make a scene. 50 racks, Sunday bands, off my jeans. Yeah.